Namaste. Welcome. Welcome, family and friends, back to the channel. It's me, Premi. I am your oracle, as well as your key holder from 3D to 5D. I try to help you with whatever ascension symptoms you may be currently experiencing on this journey we call life. Hi. I am going to protect your space, my space, all the realms and dimensions, spaces in the ethers that we may find each other in. May these videos, these guidelines, reach you in all safety. So be it, and so it is. Hi guys, I've started a mentorship where I am making tiny little videos, guidelines on spirituality, the ABCs, if you want to call it that, on how to start the your spiritual ascension and how to go about it in a safe manner, right? And these videos are all free. So guys, this one that I have is really lovely, simple, short, sweet, but very powerful. Peace comes from within. I repeat, peace comes from within. Peace comes from within. Powerful. How many of us on the planet, 8 billion people, how many of us on the planet can say with all assurance, I have peace from within? Even if it's for an hour or two or a day. How many of us can say that? Peace comes from within. Now guys, on this spiritual ascension, and we've been woken up, we've been shaken up, between the cosmos, the universe, and between, Mother Earth, the energies that are coming, radiating from both, especially with the cosmic events that are occurring, the amount of energy that's coming onto the planet, it's forcing us, literally forcing us to face our fears, our worst fears, the ones that we hid right down, we pushed it right down into a little corner, we closed the door, we locked, we locked it, we put a key in there and we locked it and we threw the key away somewhere, and we put a carpet over it and stamped on it, and it's like, okay, my fears are gone, they're gone for good. But what happened since COVID, right? The energies that were coming into the planet has been slowly, it's been unraveling that carpet, and it's been exposing all the secrets, right? So we couldn't keep the secret even to ourselves. We had to look at it for what it was. And then we had to forgive ourselves, forgive the situation, the person or the thing. And then we had to release it from our body. And that was called the spiritual ascension, right? The journey of ascending spiritually, the journey of doing the inner work. Then because of all the toxic, poisonous stuff that people in power, we can call them governments, we can call them corporates, we can call them, whatever you want to call them, they started changing stuff on the planet. They started changing what we were drinking. They were putting poisons in it. They were, changing stuff, our meat, our fruit, our vegetable, even the pharmaceuticals that we were taking. It's all, tampered with. Even the air that we breathe has been tampered with. So, poison from a whole lot of directions has been coming, into our body. So, we had to deal with that as well, which means drinking water, doing a detox. We had to, we had to watch the intake of meat, because we don't know where the meat is coming from, right? Because we were getting sick from eating the meat. Then we had to watch what fruit and vegetable we were putting into our system, because most of it wasn't working anymore with the spiritual ascension, the energy that's coming onto the planet. With the poisonous stuff, it just wasn't working. We were feeling literally sick to our stomachs. Right? So we had to stop that. Slowly detoxing from pharmaceutical medication and going the homeopathic way. We started doing that as well, right? And then as we were doing that, we started figuring out that the music in the music world, all these celebrities with their movies and their movies, and then also the music that you're seeing on TV and social media and stuff like that, all those had an impact on us. Mind control, right? So a negative impact on us. So we were becoming more aware of what we were watching and what we were listening to. And we started listening to stuff that better suited our body, right? And the vibration and frequency of our body. So we started doing that. We started listening to singing bowls. We started listening to mantras. We started listening to meditations. We started listening to music from really, really normal people, but sounding really, really beautiful, because they use the frequency of God, right? And we started doing that. And as we started doing that, we noticed we were getting calmer. There were moments in our day where we were actually calm, peaceful, quiet. There were no voices chattering in the brain. The body wasn't all, high sprung and painful and, nauseous all the time. No, there were moments in the day. There were actually moments in the day or in the night that there was calmness, quietness. It was okay. And that is when peace comes from within. That's the moment. When you do the inner work, peace comes. So it's not just one thing, right? For example, when you're in winter, right? You don't only put on a winter jacket, right? Because it's winter. So what do? You also put on socks. You also put on a winter boot. You put on a thick jeans or pants, and you put on long sleeve instead of short sleeve, and then you put on a shawl and gloves, and then you have on your jacket, right? Similarly, right, when you're doing the inner work, it's making sure that you're drinking well, having your teas and your waters, and especially your waters with crystals in them, because the crystals clear the whatever's in the water. So your crystal waters, your spice teas, and having your fruit and vegetables, some of it grown in your own backyard, and then watching your intake of meat and being very careful, because we understand now that we feel the energy of whatever animal that was killed. We feel that literally. That's the reason why we feel so sick in our stomach. So we understand that. We understand the next journey is doing something that makes us happy, going out in nature, singing, dancing, painting, drawing, whatever rocks our boat. And then we also understand now and again, we got to clean our chakras, meridians and aura by listening to music, meditation, mantras, or singing bowls and the frequency of the hertz. We understand that. And then when we do that, we understand there's an alignment. Body, mind, and spirit is aligned. And when that beautiful moment happens, we actually hear God, the divine, the angels, the gods and the goddesses, the ascended masters, the starseed beings, whatever you want to call them, you hear them, and that's alignment. Sending love, light, and blessings. Until the next video. Hurry.